Happy Saturday, everybody. We're opening a little basketball tonight. And we've got a little football thrown in too, for good measure. We are going to start out tonight with Leaf Trinity football, which came out yesterday. We opened a little last night. We'll open a little more tonight. After that, we'll open a three-peat basketball box. That's one of those memorabilia boxes with 3 autographed items in it. And then we'll open a case of Contenders basketball. So that's how things are going to roll tonight. But before we get started, yeah, you know the drill. There's a little info to go over. So guys, I thought this was filled up last night. And as it turns out, somebody needed to make a change to the number of teams that they have. So in fact, we've got a few spots open once again. Here's what it is. It is a random team break for a case of 2017-18 Leaf Greatest Hits basketball. We're selling it directly, right? Not on eBay. So if you want in, you're going to need to let me know either by sending me a message on eBay or tell me in chat tonight or whatever the case may be. In addition to the case of the Leaf Greatest Hits, there's a break bonus that is an autographed De'Aaron Fox basketball jersey, and I will award that to one team using random.org. And another thing to note that's different from our other Leaf Greatest Hits breaks, they've all had a Leaf original card in them. Of course, the purpose of the product, or I shouldn't say the purpose, but the draw of the product, of course, is the buyback cards, right? The ones from Topps and Panini and Upper Deck, the high dollar ones. That's why we all love it. But our other Leaf Greatest Hits have also had a Leaf original card of some sort, but they haven't been autographed. But in Leaf Greatest Hits basketball this year, they are autographed. It's either going to be LiAngelo Ball, LaMelo Ball, or Kyle Kuzma. So if it came out as Kyle Kuzma, of course, that would go to the Lakers. If it were to come out as LiAngelo or LaMelo, then we would give that out by way of random. And it's $100 a spot, but each spot gets you 2 teams. And that's all in, shipping costs included. We'll break it when we fill it. This is one if you pull nothing, you get nothing. So no consolation cards in this particular break. And of course, like any break, it's a no refund, no return item. So we have 10 spots filled. As I said, I thought we were totally full, but somebody had a little change of plans. So we've got those 5 left to fill. And anybody who wants to jump in on those as soon as we get it filled up, you know what? Then we'll be breaking it. So that's how that's going to work. Now we're moving on to our regularly scheduled programming. Oh, the major rad player. Sorry, I didn't see you there. I usually don't look at chat yet, but I did just glance down there. So I see Scott's here, Jeff is here. The major rad player is here asking me how many spots are left. We have 5 spots left in that Leaf Greatest Hits basketball. I didn't anticipate having those left, so I apologize, guys. I invoiced you earlier because I thought we were all sold up, and turns out we had something we had to change a little bit on. All right. So now we're back on our regularly scheduled programming here. Feedback. I have it completely automated on eBay. That is so you never ever have to wait on me. So whenever you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get it in return. So that means if you leave 10 for me, you're going to get 10 right back. So hopefully we can all stay caught up that way and you don't have to wait on me to find time to do it. And of course, the most important thing there is a message to say thank you, because I do appreciate each and every one of you who bids and breaks and hangs out with me, chats with me, keeps me up to date on scores, all that stuff. We are looking right now at breaks that are already listed on eBay. That what we were looking at a minute ago was selling directly through chat and etc. These are listed on eBay. So tomorrow night, we'll open a Hit Parade multi-sport autographed program. That is spots sold by first letter of the last name. We're going to open a half case of Gold Rush autographed baseball jerseys. A half case in this instance would be 3 boxes. It is a 6-box case. Those just came out Friday. We'll start busting into them Sunday. We're going to open another case of Leaf History of Baseball cut signature, a full case of that. Also spots sold by first letter of last name. And Hit Parade 4th and Goal football box that has 4 autographed football items in it. It is a full-size football helmet, a mini helmet, a jersey, and a photograph in there. And then we'll open our 4th and final case that I have of Absolute Football. Monday night, we'll open a full case of TriStar Game Day Greats jerseys. That's 5 jerseys, a brand new, spanking new full case. A 3rd case of Spectra Football, a half case of Luminaries Baseball, which will be the start of a new case, and a full case of Bowman High Tech Baseball. Tuesday night, we'll open some more Gold Rush baseball jerseys in a half case again. Another half case of luminaries, and we'll do the back half of the case of Topps Heritage High Number that we started last night. Wednesday night, we're going to open a full-size autographed football helmet, a half case of Leaf autographed football jerseys, which will be the back half of the case we started last night, I guess. We'll open our third and final case of Leaf Trinity football and our first case of XR football. It comes out Wednesday, and we're going to open it up on Wednesday night. Thursday night, we'll open a triple play baseball box, 3 autographed items in that as well, a jersey, a baseball, a picture, a third case of Bowman High-Tech baseball, and a fourth case of Spectra football. So that is what the days ahead look like. Tonight, this is what we're opening, a three-peat basketball box, Trinity football, and Contenders Draft Picks basketball. The order that we will break in, it will be Trinity first, then the three-peat basketball box, and then Contenders Draft Picks. So what you need to know about this, the free shipping items, which in this case are the memorabilia items in the three-peat box, I'm projecting to ship out on or before Friday the 21st. That's just because free shipping stuff I always project to go out 6 or 7 days after the auction is over. Lots of times I can get it out sooner than that. If you happen to get skunked in the three-peat break, the one with free shipping, typically what happens is this: if you don't pull anything in a break, you are entitled to a consolation card. It can be from any year in any series. Normally, I hold on to those. I track them for a rolling 90-day period. Then the next time that you have a package shipping where you have pulled a card or an item, I just gather up all of your consolation cards. I put them in with that package and get us all back to square. If you don't want to wait on that, send me a message. Let me know. I'll drop it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and get you squared away, all right? The paid shipping breaks tonight, projecting those to get out the door on Wednesday. That's Trinity and the Contenders Draft Picks. If you were to get skunked in one of those breaks, because they are paid shipping breaks, your consolation cards would ship out with the rest of the break on or about the 19th. So I think that is all the info we've got to go over tonight. We're ready to get started. 12 boxes of 2018 Leaf Trinity football, full case break number 2. Everything we're opening tonight ended tonight, Saturday night, the 15th of September. And of course, we have team names on the left. The winning bidders are across from each team on the right-hand side. And what else? New spreadsheet goes up before the start of each break. So if you're not in this break, you're still going to see your name up there when we get to your product. If you're here for Contenders Draft Picks and you're going, wait, what? How long is it going to be? I would say if you're here for Contenders Draft Picks, you've probably got about 35 to 40 minutes, somewhere in that range. It could be a little faster. It could be slightly slower. But generally speaking, I mean, Leaf is not a terribly long break because it is all hits, right? There's no base in here. Everything in here will be an autograph hit. And also they have them very handy. They're all in top loaders and sleeves already, so that's always nice. So it doesn't take as long to go through a case of Leaf as you might think, even given the large number of hits that we have. And then, of course, the three-peat box, well, those are pretty quick, too, unless we have to stop and, look somebody up or something. But hey, listen, if you're here for Contenders, you can still hang out with us and watch Trinity and all the other stuff. We're fine with you hanging out, seeing what's going on. Now, let's get caught up on chat over here. Mag, you have the Chiefs, Giants, Vikings, Bucks, Titans in Trinity. Uh-oh, you're looking for Saquon Barkley. Well, I can tell you this much. Saquon Barkley will not be in here because Saquon Barkley signed an exclusive autograph deal with Panini back about 2 or 3, maybe more than that, months ago. You guys might remember, we talked about it quite a bit right when it happened because it was kind of a big deal when it happened. And it was also around the time that another Leaf product came out, but we're talking, it's probably been at least 2-3 months ago. But Saquon Barkley is unfortunately not going to be in here because he is a Panini exclusive athlete. So, I mean, you can find him in other products maybe with patches and things. I don't know. I don't really think that he would be in anything else with patches, but I guess he could be. But with autographs, I know he won't be because he signed that deal with them. So I hate to disappoint you on that front, but yeah, Saquon is only in Panini. Kian's dad is here. Kian is looking for some bears. And Tim, you were just saying the same thing, weren't you there? I didn't even see that you had already typed in to answer that Saquon isn't in here. Yeah, guys, only Panini products. Well, I remember, I wish I could remember exactly when it was he signed it, but it's been a bit back. Because I do remember we talked about it quite a bit at the time, but hadn't mentioned it much since, I guess. Corey's here. Hi, Corey. Jeff, you said Matt Stafford's not in here. No, Matt Stafford's definitely not in here. He is not. We would be looking for Kerryon Johnson in here for the Lions. And Glenn, you're looking for Dante Pettis, and that is a definite possibility to pull some Dante in here, I believe. Tim, you are saying Leaf, Panini and Leaf are different checklists. Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, just, again, Panini makes some exclusive deals with athletes, and just like everybody else does. I mean, Topps has some exclusive deals with some of their baseball players. Upper Deck, as we all know, has some exclusive deals with some guys where you will only find their signatures in Upper Deck products. But sometimes with the guys that are exclusive with Upper Deck, you can still pull their relics out of other products, but you can't their signatures. And with other guys, you know, I don't think you pull either one. So I guess it depends on how the contracts are structured or something, I think. I don't know. And let's see, what else are you guys asking? This is like going so fast, I can't even keep up with all the chat, man. So there's a lot of chat in here. I think we did hit a Dante Pettis last night. I could not tell you 100% for sure, and that is primarily because I sorted a zillion cards today. I got a lot of stuff out the door, and then, of course, you know, post office closes on Saturday, so I couldn't get it all out the door, but I kept right on sorting and prepping, and I'll be printing a bunch of labels even on Sunday for a Monday pickup, trying to get us ahead of the game a little bit there. Oh, Scott, you're in the doghouse again, so you can't do any more breaks until next week. Oh, you're Cammy June. Okay, all right. Now I can associate exactly who you are, Mag. Sometimes it's hard for me to remember whose YouTube name is what, eBay name is what real name. You know, my poor little brain like explodes sometimes. But yeah. As soon as you type in, whoops, that's trying to fly out of there. As soon as you typed in Cammy June, yeah, I know exactly who you are then. For sure. Tim, you said you spent way too much on breaks this weekend, and Kian's dad says he spends way too much every weekend. You guys don't even want to know what I spend on cards. Yeah, you do not even want to know. It's a lot. It is a whole lot. But that's the fun of it, right? Yeah, I think so. In Mag, there are only rookies in this product. Now, most of the Leaf stuff, guys, does concentrate on the rookie class. Now, Leaf did recently have a product called Leaf Flash that had not only rookies, but also some, like, Hall of Famers in it. Like Jerry Rice was in it, and Terry Bradshaw, and some guys like that. But most of the Leaf products are going to be concentrating on the rookies. That's typically how their stuff is put together. So just in general, that's a good kind of rule of thumb to keep in play there. And Kian's dad, you are looking for, where did you say in here? I've like lost you somewhere. Roquan Smith, Anthony Miller, Javon Wims, okay. And oh, you got your 500th different Trubisky card. That is like crazy. And then you're looking for somebody. Tim's looking for Josh Adams and Goddard. Corey, you're looking for Josh Rosen. And I think maybe that has me caught up. All right. Kian's dad, there is not a no team spot for this break. I'm glad you brought that up, though. Here's the way this works. We are going to have some guys in here that perhaps have been cut from their team. What will happen is this. They are going to go to the most recent team. So, for instance, DeAndre Goolsby was originally a Lion. He got cut and he signed with the Jags. So, he would go to the Jags. You know, we have other guys who have been cut and not re-signed. Trying to think of the guy up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Riley Ferguson, for example. Riley got cut by the Buccaneers. He hasn't signed with anybody else, so he would still go to the Buccaneers. Luke Falk, for example, he got cut but has signed with somebody else, so he would go to the new team. So that's kind of how it's going to roll, all right? So first out is Simmie Cobbs Jr. That's going to the Redskins. This is Ralph Webb, and Ralph is not numbered 2. Ralph is a Patriot. Jamon Moore, we actually get a little bit more than the J. We actually had an inscription for him last night, which was crazy. That is the Packers. Alan Lazard, numbered to 10, with a nice inscription attached to it. He was an undrafted free agent for the Jags. Cortland Sutton is a Bronco. You see, I'm trying to put my hand behind the clear card so you can see the autograph a little better. I'm not crazy. That's why I'm doing that. I'm not having like a breakdown or anything. Here is Anthony Miller for the Bears. I do believe that Kian's dad was looking for Anthony in here tonight. Michael Gallup to 10 for the boys, the Cowboys. Someone was looking for Dallas Goedert, and here he is, numbered to 10 for the Philadelphia Eagles. Bo Scarborough is out for the Dallas Cowboys. Next out, it's DJ Chark. DJ Chark is a Jag. That's a nice looking patch for Ronald Jones II, headed to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Kiki is out for the Houston Texans. Next up, it is Carlton Davis. And Carlton Davis is also a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Hayden Hurst. Hayden is a Baltimore Raven. Then we have Cedric Wilson Jr. Cedric Wilson Jr. goes to the Cowboys. The boys with another hit. Luke Falk. Okay, guys, Luke Falk is the example I was giving you a minute ago. So he was originally a Titan. He was cut by the Titans and subsequently signed with the Dolphins. So that card is going to go to the Miami Dolphins for Luke Falk. Troy Fumagalli Redemption, that heads to the Broncos. Then we have an Ian Thomas redemption, and I never remember Ian Thomas for some reason. Let me look here. Panther. Ian Thomas is a Panther. Calvin Ridley, my man Calvin Ridley, is numbered to 10. I'm liking that. Yeah. Falcons. I didn't say Falcons, did I? Sorry. I got all enamored of the low number for Calvin. I was like, forgot to tell you it's to 10. Minkah Fitzpatrick is a Dolphin. Ronald Jones II is out one more time for the Buccaneers, and that one is numbered to 25. Also numbered to 25, it's DeAndre Goolsby. He was originally a Lion, was cut, and subsequently signed by the Jags, so that's where that one is heading. Dalton Schultz. Dalton is numbered to 10, and Dalton goes to the Cowboys. Quentin Flowers. Quentin Flowers is a Bengal. He was an undrafted free agent that signed with the Bengals. Deron Payne. Deron Payne, where are you? Redskins. Couldn't remember him. I had to look over there. Trenton Thompson, numbered to 25. I absolutely never remember Trenton Thomas, but I have him, or Thompson, but I have him written down. He is a Brown. That's why I write some of them down, because I can't remember them. Christian Kirk, out for the Arizona Cardinals. Next up, it's Javon Wims. I believe somebody said I would even take Javon Wims. Didn't you? Didn't you say that, Kian's dad? I think you did. So we've got another bear out for you. Here's Mr. Sony Michel for the Patriots. I like it. There's Big Mo Hurst, numbered to 25. Maurice Hurst is a Raider. Wow, he used up all the space. So Arden Key left no white space, and he is also a Raider. So that's kind of some back-to-back Raiders coming out for you there. And Roquan Smith, I believe that was also on your hit list, was it not? Kian's dad, all of your wishes are coming true. This is going to make somebody's wish come true. How about Mr. Sam Darnold to 25 with that sweet, sweet patch right there? Oh, yeah. The Jets and Sam Darnold, that's a nice one. Dante Pettis was on somebody's wish list. Here he is for the Niners. Mark Andrews is out next, and I believe he's a Bengal. I always want to get Mark Andrews and Mark Walton mixed up, so let me check. I was wrong. Mark Andrews is a Raven. It is Mark Walton who is a Bengal. I told you I always mix them up. Sorry. Mark Andrews, a Raven. Raven, Raven, Raven. Maybe if I say it enough, I'll remember it. Marcus Ball. Marcus is a Raider, an undrafted free agent, also known as UDFA. Here's Mark Walton. Now we have one of each of the marks. He is a Bengal. Oh, look at that handsome patch right there for Mr. Deontay Burnett and the Titans. He was an undrafted free agent as well. Deion Kane redemption, that heads to the Colts. Marcel Aitman to 25. And all of a sudden, you look up and the Raiders are having a really nice break, aren't they? Ooh, look at that patch. Oh, that's nice. That is Braxton Berrios for the Patriots. Josh Allen. Hey, hey, Buffalo Bills. There is your man, Josh Allen, with a very nice patch to go along with. Going to start this week. Thank goodness. Should have started in week 1 anyway. Here's your Lion. There is Mr. Kerryon Johnson for your Lions. Here's another Sony Michel coming out for the Patriots. Numbered to 25, we have Nick Chubb for the Browns. Also numbered to 25, it is Durham Smythe. And Durham, I have a hard time remembering. He is a Dolphin, Durham Smythe for the Dolphins. Darren Carrington II. Okay, now this one we'll have to give out by way of random because you know what? He was an undrafted free agent and he never signed anywhere. So he has to go to random. I think somebody wanted Ito Smith, didn't they? Well, there is Ito headed your way if you've got the Falcons tonight. And here's Kurt Benkert. So it's a Falcons kind of minute there. Next out is Mike White for the Cowboys. And then we have Kenny Hill. Oh, boy. Kenny Hill, I'm definitely going to have to look up because I never pull Kenny Hill. He was an undrafted free agent that went to the Raiders. He got cut by the Raiders, but to the best of my knowledge, he has not signed anywhere else. So if Kenny Hill has not signed anywhere else, he'll go to the last team, which was the Raiders. If he has signed somewhere else, then of course I would have to, send him to the team he's with. But I really don't think he's signed anywhere else. Rashaan Evans is a Titan. That is numbered to 25. And Corey's trying to work the mojo here to get a Josh Rosen. So let's help Corey work his mojo. John Kelly is out for the Rams. Next up, it is Derwin James for the Chargers on a redemption. More redemptions than usual in this product. Leaf doesn't typically have this many redemptions, but yeah, they certainly do tonight, don't they? DJ Moore and the Panthers. Oh, this might be the best looking patch I've seen all night. And look who it is, Corey. And look what it's numbered to, Corey. You were about to give up, weren't you? It is Josh Rosen for the Arizona Cardinals. It is numbered to 5. You've got basically UCLA right there on your patch, and that is a very nice pull for the Arizona Cardinals. Here is Royce Freeman with a nice looking patch. That's headed to the Denver Broncos. And this is the one that keeps trying to slide out of its holder. It's Denzel Ward. Denzel is coming out for the Browns. I see a little 1 of 1 getting ready to come our way with an autograph on it. It's a printing plate. And it is Cam. And Cam was an undrafted free agent that went to the Saints, got cut by the Saints, and went to the Panthers. And as far as I know, Cam either is still associated with the Panthers or hasn't changed teams again or been cut again or whatever. So unless something has changed that I'm unaware of, Cam is a Panther. And look at that patch. Whoa, Lions. You got part of the Auburn University logo there with Mr. Kerryon Johnson for the Detroit Lions. How about that? So we've got Darren Carrington here that needs to be given out by way of random, and then we're going to recap this. But first, let's bring you along with me while we work on our random. So, of course, you can see here I'm going to copy all of our team names just from the spreadsheet because that's the easiest way to do it. We're all about efficiency here. Next, we are headed to random.org, and I'm going to paste them all in here. I'll scroll down through so that you can see that everything was copied and pasted as it should be. I'm going to hit random one single time. Whoever comes up in that first position after I hit random is going to get the Darren Carrington card. All right, so everyone, good luck. Here we go. Let me make sure I've got you on the page. You know, I did this the other night and I could see it and I had you guys on the wrong page. So I checked it this time. That is going to the Philadelphia Eagles. That is that little guy right there, UDFA Darren Carrington. Never signed a deal anywhere. So there you go. But you know what I have to do so that I will remember this. I don't want to write on your top loader because it's not a top loader I paid for. Well, I sort of did, but I didn't. In other words, Leaf provided us with that top loader, so I don't want to write on it. When they're my own that I provide, I don't care about writing on them, but we don't want to write on that one. So I'm going to write it on the back of that little bag so that we know where it goes. Okay, so the Darren Carrington UDFA went to the Eagles by way of random. We're going to recap this. I'm not going to go back through, guys, and read all of this off again because, well, that would be just kind of like doing the break again. So we're going to instead just take another little spin through here and let you get a look at everything one more time. That is awfully nice on that Josh Rosen. And that way, if anybody missed some of this earlier or you just need a second look at some of your cards, this is going to give you an opportunity to do that. And then, of course, after we finish this break, we're going to do our memorabilia break up next. And there's our nice Josh Allen as well. Both the Joshes came out tonight. But no Baker. No Baker showed up, which he normally does, but he didn't make an appearance tonight. But he is fairly prevalent in Leaf normally. But there's the nice Sam Darnold to 25, another hit in there. So Sam and both the Joshes out in this case. Not too shabby. But anyway, we'll follow up this break with the three-peat basketball box. And then behind that, of course, we will then bust into Contenders Draft Picks Basketball, which is the last case of that we have. Kian's dad, you did get all of your Bears, so you ended up doing really well in here. We pulled all three of your rookies out of here. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Tim, you've got a lot of Dallas Goedert, you said already. He's going to be pretty good, though, I think, right? I mean, he's tight end. If he's who I'm thinking of, I think he's The tight end going to be pretty good, allegedly, you know. I know it's early. It's hard to tell yet exactly who is going to be good or not good, but by all accounts, I think he's supposed to be. You have 170 different Anthony Miller cards with 95 different autographs. Dang, Kian's dad. How come you haven't been in more of my breaks, man? Where you been? You've got quite a collection going. You have to have been burning it up with the 2018 breaks to have that many. You got to come see me more often, Kian's dad. Oh, Tim, yeah, Ertz, of course. We all love Zach Ertz. You're not going to ever go wrong there. But, you know, I'm sure that they have some sets with 2 tight ends, don't they? Yeah, Corey, your Josh Rosen is really nice, especially, you know, the patch having UCLA, the top half of that is where it's very evident that it's a chunk of the UCLA on the uniform. Yeah, the patch helps you a lot with that one as well. So it was a very, very nice hit on our QBs tonight. All right, we are taking a look right now at stuff that you probably, most of you have seen already, but if somebody jumped in late or whatever the case, you might not have seen it. So one more time, this is an anticipated shipping date of Friday, on or before Friday, for the 3-peat basketball box that's coming up. And, of course, our paid shipping breaks, Trinity, which we just completed, and Contenders Draft Picks, which is upcoming. I'm projecting both of those to be out the door on or before Wednesday. If you don't pull anything in one of the paid shipping breaks, your consolation cards will go out with the rest of the break. If you didn't pull something in the free shipping break, typically I hold on to your consolation cards until the next time you have a hit, and then I ship them all at once. If you want it sooner, let me know. 2017-18 Hit Parade 3-peat basketball box break number 8. And this is a new series. You know how Hit Parade does these, guys. They take, you know, everything is in a 100-box series. So that series, whatever it is, and then they sell 100 of that, and then it'll be, you know, whatever the next series is. So this is a series that we haven't yet gotten into. We opened quite a few of the last series and actually had some really nice hits in it. But this is going to be our first pass at, let's see what series this is, as a matter of fact. Series 3, it says. So this is our first pass at Series 3. All right. Scott Pennington says football, boo. And Kian's dad, you're heading out tonight. Well, all right, man. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad that you are joining us, or that you did join us, and that we found you something. Guys, I'm trying to show you the red security seal on this because somebody asked to see that, I don't know, a while back. I don't even think they broke with me but one time ever, but nonetheless, it got me in the habit. Now I keep doing it. Oh man, now I'm knocking my boxes over. I tell you what, these are not handy. Like, I don't have enough space to make it very handy to open these. these memorabilia boxes with multiple items are difficult to navigate in this small little space. But they're always so much fun, and they usually are pretty good value for the money. So we keep opening them, and I just keep knocking things over. That's kind of how that works. Jay Allen is here. Hi, Jay Allen. You said the box is numbered 23 of 100, so there should be a Michael Jordan in it, huh? We should be so lucky, right? Corey, there was a random in Trinity. It went to the Eagles. So, did you not see that? Everybody else saw that, right? Like, I'm pretty sure I did not forget to switch the view on that. Like, I'm 99.9% sure that I did switch the view, because I went back to double check it even. All right. See, I'm trying to show it to you coming out of the box, because that's what the same person that asked to see the seal, asked to see it coming out of the box. But honestly, it just rolls right into the camera. It's really hard to do. I'm just saying. If I had a big space, it'd be a lot easier. Oh, man. Hang on, sorry. Oh. Wasn't that fun? That was like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. The box ran into something. I'm trying to grab the box, turn the lights off. Yeah, all right. That's one of those nights. Okay, sit there, sit there, sit there. Don't roll away, basketball. Our picture is up first, and it's a Laker and Michael Cooper, maybe? Possibly. Let's see if it tells us on the back. Yes, it is Michael Cooper. And, oh, it's an Upper Deck authenticated item. Well, isn't that very sheesh? Very sheesh. So, Michael Cooper and the Lakers have our autograph picture. They decided to put the jersey in a Hit Parade carry bag. How cute. Who is our jersey? Let's see who this is. That basketball is in my way. I should have opened it first, but it's too late because I've already opened. We've already done this other, but the basketball is in my way right now. Okay. So, our jersey is that Chris Paul? I don't know. Rookie, there's our rookie of the, yeah, it is Chris Paul. Wow, that's nice. So there is a Dave and Adams authentication and a Hollywood Collectibles hologram authentication. And there's your nice Chris Paul signature. And it is on a, why is it mint so weird right there? Okay, I have to show you this because this is super weird. Look at the 3 when I'm trying. Gosh, I need this thing. I need more space. I'm going to pick up the camera to show you what I'm talking about. I'm trying to hold the jersey straight. And see that 3? That 3 is like bent in the middle. Like the jersey itself is sort of weirdly bent in the middle. Like the 3 is crunchy. Okay? I don't know how to explain it to you. But the 3 is like crunchy. And it's stiff, the number is, and it's bent. And it's causing your jersey to be bent right in the middle. And maybe it'll straighten out when you hang it up. Anyway, it's on a New Orleans jersey. That was the point of looking at the front of it. And so that, of course, is going to New Orleans. There's your Dave and Adams paper authentication and a Hollywood Collectibles plastic credit card type authentication. Nice Chris Paul jersey. Weird kind of situation going on here in the front with that 3 being all bent and crazy. So, whatever that's about. All right, let me get this back in both its plastic bag and its carry case. Or its carry bag, we should call it. Finally, we're going to get to the basketball, which really I should have done first because it's super been in the way, hasn't it? I mean, for sure, it has been. Oh, Scott saying, is there a Steelers jersey in there? Definitely not in basketball, man, but I appreciate your sense of humor on that. Oh, somebody asked me a second ago in chat, and I got busy trying to get this out of the box, and I don't think I got it answered. You asked me what I thought about James Conner versus Le'Veon Bell. I mean, Le'Veon Bell clearly, guys, is going to be the best, but I like James Conner too. I think he's a good kid, and I think he's going to be okay. I have no idea whose signature that is, and I'm hoping something is going to tell us. There is a PSA DNA authentication. Here is a JSA authentication, a PSA DNA card to go with our sticker. I don't know where we have a JSA sticker. I don't even see a JSA sticker on here, but yet we have a JSA card. Normally the basketball comes in the little case, in the little bag, and there would be a sticker right inside the bag that would tell us who has signed the basketball. Of course, we saw in this case in the bag was the jersey, not the ball. None of these wonderful pieces of paper seem to tell us whose signature that is. So, isn't that exciting? So here's what we're going to have to do. Thank you, Hit Parade, for making our lives difficult. Sit there, basketball. Stop rolling. Stop rolling. We're going to have to go, I guess, punch in this certification number at PSA DNA to try to figure out who this is. Like, why does Hit Parade do stupid stuff? They had a good system with the ball inside the bag and the name inside the edge of the bag, so they decided to change it up and not tell us who signed it. So, yay. Yay, Hit Parade. Thank you. But bear with me. I'm going to trying to get to the PSA DNA website. We're going to punch in this little number here and figure out who in the heck this is, because I have no idea. Bear with me. I'm picking it up so I can get it typed in. I have to, you know me, I have to either have it really close or really far away to be able to see it well. 37 to 33. Go. It says, well, that's not right. Or maybe it is. I guess it is. That's okay. That's the inscription. So it says, it doesn't look like it says this, but this is what it says. It says Earl the Pearl Monroe. That's what the thing is. Earl Monroe. That is according to the PSA DNA website. Now we get the unequaled joy of going to figure out where Earl Monroe goes. Nothing like taking what should be a 5-minute memorabilia break and turning it into 30 minutes, huh? All right, bear with me. Earl Monroe. Earl Monroe. Thank you, basketball. Stop rolling, please. I thought that he's like a piston or something, but that may not be right. So we're just going to go to find out here and see the answer. Okay. He was a Knick. So I was wrong. Oh, he was a Knick. He played for some other teams as well, but he was 9 seasons with the Knicks, and that's the longest. So Earl Monroe is going to the Knicks, and there's all your, certifications. So, yeah, sorry, guys. I see somebody said, oh, I was typing that into chat. You know what? I can't see the chat when I'm looking stuff up because I use the iPad for it. So, sorry I didn't see you. So, Earl Monroe going to the Knicks. And then, of course, our jersey was the Chris Paul on a New Orleans jersey. So, that's going to go to the Pelicans. And then our photograph, of course, was for the Lakers. And that was Michael Cooper. So give me just a moment here. I need to get this stuff put away, and then we'll head right into contenders as soon as I get this put away. Oh, now you want to hear something funny? It's not really funny. It's one of those kind of ironic, funny things. Yeah, so just now as I was putting that back in the 3-peat box so I could, keep it safe until I can get it packed up. Down inside the box, not even on the flap, down inside the box, they put a sticker that says Earl Monroe. I guess now we know where to look for that. Take everything out and then look way down inside the box next time. So there we go. Little lesson in the new way that David Adams is handling that. So, okay. Gina's here. Hey, Gina. You're right, Jeff. I was thinking of Greg Monroe and not Earl Monroe. You are quite right, sir. Good call on that one. So one more time, if you didn't see this earlier, please take a minute and look at the screen. There is information about anticipated shipping dates and consolation cards and all kinds of interesting info for you. We are now heading into a 12-box case of 2018-19 Contenders Draft Picks Basketball. This is a full case break. It's break number 3. It is also the last of Contenders. And you know what, guys? As soon as we look through this, I'm going to also put up the information again about the Leaf Greatest Hits break in case anybody wants to pick up a few spots in there. So, of course, this break ended tonight on eBay as well, the 15th. And same format that you are familiar with our team names on the left-hand side and our winning bidders, of course, across from it on the right-hand side. And one more quick look at this. If anyone's interested, once again, this is the break that opened up last night. I thought I filled it last night, but we had a little change of pace in there, which has left us with 5 open teams. If anyone wants in, it is a case of 2017-18 Leaf Greatest Hits basketball, and as a break bonus, I'll be giving away an autographed De'Aaron Fox basketball jersey to one team via random. Each of these boxes, the Leaf card in each of these boxes will be autographed by either LiAngelo or LaMelo Ball or Kyle Kuzma. Of course, the Kuzma would go to the Lakers. If we pulled one of the Ball brothers, we would use random to give those out. It's $100 per spot, but you get 2 teams per spot, okay? So, and if you're not familiar with the product, it is buyback cards. They are usually very nice. Sometimes they're graded. Other times they're encased, and they can span from Michael Jordan rookies all the way up to Donovan Mitchell rookies. So it can have anything and everything in it. It's usually a really nice break. We've been breaking Greatest Hits football and baseball. This is our first in with basketball. So the cost, of course, is all in, shipping included. We'll break it when we fill it. On that particular break, no consolation cards. If you pull nothing, you won't get anything. And like any break, it's a no refund, no return sort of thing. So if anybody wants in on that, please let me know. I do have those 5 spots available that I did not know I was going to have available. So we want to work to get those filled up. Let's get our case of contenders. So contenders draft picks, of course, you guys know these are going to be in their collegiate uniforms. I mean, not our pros. There's plenty of veteran cards in here too, but I'm speaking about our rookies. They're going to be in here in their collegiate uniforms. Here's what that means to you. They are going to go to the current team. So let's say, for instance, they were drafted by one team, but then subsequently traded. Well, they're not going to go to the team that drafted them. They're going to go to the team they were traded to, as long as they're still affiliated with that team. If they got traded 2 or 3 times, then they'll, go to whatever team they're with as of right now, today, this moment, this point in time. Because, there's always a lot of draft night trades and that sort of thing going on. And every breaker does it differently. Some will send it to the team that drafted them, regardless of draft night trades. And some will send it to the team that they were traded to. And, so it's always a good idea to check on that sort of thing. But that's how we're going to do it here tonight. And, for instance, even if you think about like our number 3 draft pick, if you think about Luka Doncic, and he was drafted by the Hawks or something, right? And then of course immediately went to the Mavericks, and none of us think of him as a Hawk. We all think of him as a Maverick. So that's an example of what I'm talking about there. Oh, Corey says he's out. Well, good night, Corey. We will see you later. Have sweet dreams of your Josh Rosen, okay? I'm sure you will. That was a nice hit, man. In each one of our boxes, we're going to find 6 autograph hits. And some of these guys, as we see them come out, I will remember the team they're associated with. If I do remember it, I will say it. If I don't remember it, I will not, unless someone jumps into chat and says, hey, I really want to know that, and then I'll look it up and tell you, because I do have most of it handy anyway. I printed out the draft rounds so that I would have it if we needed it for a reference. But a lot of, obviously we're mostly, as a group, we'll probably remember our high draft picks. But when you get into some of these guys in the lower rounds and things, not always as easy to remember. And we're going to start off with Josh here. And I believe he is a Timberwolf. And if I say something and you guys hear it and you realize that I'm saying the incorrect team, please feel free to jump into chat and let me know that. And also know this, I check it all before I send it out. So even as I theorize here and say, hey, I think that's a T-Wolf, know that I will check it and know for sure what it is before it actually goes out the door. This is a hollow foil numbered to 99. It's Chris Paul as a Rocket. About forgot where we left off there for a minute. And we have Melvin Frazier is out next. Melvin Frazier is the Magic, I believe. So, of course, you can kind of see how these are collated. There's a lot of veteran players in there. Then we're going to have an autograph hit, and then we'll have our rookies in their collegiate uniforms as inserts coming in after that. This is numbered to 23. We have a little cracked ice for Michael Porter Jr. And you know what? I bet that just made the Denver Nuggets fairly happy. Never going to go wrong with Michael Porter Jr., especially cracked ice to 23. I mean, if the kid comes back after the surgery and all that, if the kid comes back as good as he was when he went out with the injury, you're going to be really glad that you have that card. That's what we'll say about it. Because Michael Porter Jr. has the potential to be very, very good. And this is Kevin Hervey. That one is numbered to 99. It's a hollow foil type deal as well. And I do not remember Kevin Hervey off the top of my head. I don't remember what team that one goes to right offhand. And again, if someone wants some of those looked up that I don't remember, feel free to jump into chat and let me know, and we can look it up at the end of the break and tell you for sure. Otherwise, I mean, the easiest way to do it, you can go to NFL.com and go to current player search, and you type in their name, and whatever team it pops up is where it will go, of course. Brandon McCoy. Another one that I do not remember. So basically, if I don't say a team after it, then you know I didn't remember. Do you see where the officer who got in the Milwaukee Bucks player's face over the handicap parking? I'm sure you guys remember that whole flap. That officer got fired this week, apparently. But not over all of that, if you can believe it. This is Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown, Pistons. Yeah, he got fired for, like, making racist remarks and jokes and things on Facebook. You know, but you don't get fired for, like, tasing the Milwaukee Bucks rookie player and all the stuff they did to him. I don't know. Kind of messed up, but anyway. Either way, he got fired, so there you go. My Kentucky Wildcats won in football again today. I mean, we were supposed to win today, though, right? We were not playing like a school that was supposed to beat us. It would have been really bad if we hadn't won. But we looked pretty good, I thought. The real test is going to be next week against Mississippi State. Oh, boy. I'm kind of, like, afraid. Really not sure what's going to happen when we run into Mississippi State. All right, well, I see G. Harding asked a question, but also said that he's got it on mute, so it won't do me any good to answer him. And I can't type it in, of course, because I got my hands tied up doing this. So I would have helped you out there, G. Harding, but he's got it muted. Colin Sexton, there's a nice hit for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I liked Colin Sexton in college. I thought he played quite well, so it'll be a nice addition to the Cavs, who one would presume are getting ready to put together a very young core now that LeBron is gone again. Angel or Delgado? All the cards do ship. I know this comes up sometimes. You guys want to know if everything ships. It does. If we ever get to a break where not everything ships, it will always say it in the listing, in the description. This is Brandon McCoy again. We already had Brandon come out once, didn't we? Yeah, we did, I think. And there he is again. But yeah, you know the part of the listing where, like, for instance, it will say the date and time of the break, and then right below that, like tonight, it would have said 12 times, 18, 19, Panini Contenders, full case break, etc. It always will be right in that area if it is a break where not all the cards ship. Although most of the time I do ship everything. Not all the time, but the vast majority. That is numbered to 99, and it is Aaron Holiday for the Pacers. We have definitely pulled some really nice things out of here, including a 1-of-1 DeAndre Ayton that we pulled out of, I don't remember if it was out of the first case or the second case, but it was pretty sweet. Vincent Edwards is next out, and I thought I had written Vincent Edwards down. Did I? I did. He's a Rocket. Houston Rockets. Some of the ones that I'm having a harder time remembering, I jot them down, hoping that will help me. Kyle Kuzma to 99 for the Lakers. And this is Javon Carter. That's for the Grizzlies. So next week, there's a whole new product coming out for Panini. I think it is next Friday. It's not Wednesday for sure. I believe it's next Friday. And it's a pretty interesting deal. It's called Opulence. And it's going to have a lot of the stuff in it that Preferred used to have. And, of course, obviously some other things too. But, like, you remember how Preferred always had the relics, the pieces, the uniform and things from the playoff games? So it's going to have that, and I think maybe some of the Panini's Choice and different stuff that we used to find in Preferred, we're going to find in Opulence, along with a lot of other things. But it's like a $900 box of cards. Like, not 900 a case, like 900 per box. So it's really super expensive. And I can't wait to see what it looks like. I'm hoping that it's going to be really nice. I didn't order a lot of it, though, guys. I mean, we're going to have like a case of it, maybe a case and a half. I don't remember exactly. And that'll be it. So it'll be a blink and it's gone sort of break. And then, of course, we'll still have Flawless left to go. And then we'll be heading right on into 18-19 basketball the rest of the way through. I think Opulence and Flawless are it. The only ones we're left to find, or left to open or release. Why can't I say the word I'm thinking of? The only ones left to release, I believe, are those before we switch over to 18-19. Kevin Hervey. He's the one I could not remember a minute ago either. So, obviously, I still don't remember him. So, I did not remember him then. I do not remember him now. I'm sorry to tell you that. Timothy, you would like to get a 1-of-1 Wendell Carter. Well, let's work our mojo and see if we can find that for you. Meanwhile, here is my favorite guy out of the whole entire draft. Luka Doncic. And he, of course, is going to the Dallas Mavericks. And that is an excellent hit, in my opinion. I believe that Doncic is going to be a superstar. We'll see. But, I mean, he's young, and he has been playing in the EuroLeague against just grown men and tearing it up over there. I'm really excited to see him play. That's numbered to 99. It's Klay Thompson for the Warriors on the hollow foil. So for my money, I believe that Luka Doncic that you just pulled, if you have the Mavericks, is going to be worth a little money for you. Never know till we get him on the floor, but that's what I think. Wild Card Sports Collectibles. I don't think we've had any Celtics yet that I remember anyway. Theo Pinson is a net. Scott, Leaf does occasionally, I say occasionally, but they do have basketball products. I mean, for one thing, they have the Leaf Greatest Hits basketball that we just looked at a minute ago that I'm breaking on the direct break, not listed on eBay. So for sure, they have some. Here's a nice Mo Bamba Cracked Ice Game Day ticket, numbered to 23. And, of course, Mo Bamba is the Magic. They also have a variety of other things, and they kind of change a little bit, Scott. Last year, they had, maybe year before last, Best of Basketball Unopened Edition, which was a blast. It's basically, they go back and buy products from, that can be from anybody. It can be Topps, it can be Panini, it can be Upper Deck. They buy sealed boxes of cards, and that is what's in your box. So like you could, for instance, it's kind of like a double blind break. So you're buying into the break and you don't know what's going to come out of the box, but we also don't know what box we're going to be opening until we crack into it. So like we pulled some National Treasures out of there last year a couple of different times. We pulled some really cool older Topps products. I mean, it was kind of fun. This is numbered to 23. It is Tony Carr. And Tony Carr, I don't remember. Let me see if he's one I wrote down. I didn't, so I can't tell you on that one, I'm afraid. Here's Adele. And I would say to you, Scott, that probably the best, most consistent, like as in they're going to release it every year, will be Leaf Greatest Hits Basketball, which is as I said, the break we've got open right now on the direct break, and then Leaf Best Of. So I'm sure many of you are probably familiar with Best Of. Either you've, broken Best of Football or Best of Baseball or whatever. So Best Of and Greatest Hits are every year from Leaf in basketball. And then the other stuff like Best of Basketball Unopened and that sort of thing, excuse me, can, vary. So some years they have stuff like that, and some years they don't. So I hope they do have Leaf Best Basketball again, though, because it was really a blast to open it. And truthfully, Greatest Hits Basketball, because they have all the greatest hits, right? They have football, which we've already broken a case of. They have baseball, which we broke a box of not too awfully long ago. But of the three greatest hits products, I think personally that that Leaf Greatest Hits Basketball is the best of the three. Of the Leaf Best Of products, I tend to prefer Best of Baseball probably over the other two. Yeah, well, if you like the high-end stuff, I mean, Greatest Hits is the highest end you can get with Leaf. Because those are all the buyback cards. And, I mean, there's some monster hits in there. Now, you don't pull the monster every single time, but there are monster hits in there. This is DeAnthony Melton for the Rockets, and that might be the first time I've pulled his autograph. I don't remember pulling it out of the other two cases. We might have, but I don't remember pulling it out of there. But I wish Leaf would do some basketball jerseys, They include them in their multi-sport jerseys, which will break when they come out later in the year, but they don't have a separate freestanding basketball jersey release. Karl Anthony Towns to 99. T-Wolves hollow foil. And here's Gary Trent Jr. Gary Trent Jr. is a trailblazer. Robert Williams. For some reason, I can never remember Robert Williams either. Let me see if I wrote Robert down. I'm sure I did. There's your Celtic. You know, why can't I remember him? Celtics. Hey. So yeah, Scott, if you're looking for the high-end basketball stuff, I mean, the next up, of course, the Opulence that I talked about with Panini, I believe is a next release of next Friday. And that's like a $900 box of cards, and it's going to have some high-end, nice hits in it. And then, of course, following that, we'll finish up the 17-18 basketball season with Flawless, which is the highest of the high-end for Panini. So that'll be a couple of things you can look forward to coming out here in the next few weeks if you're talking basketball. Devon Hall. Off the top of my head, what is the next big thing? Yeah, those are, for basketball, those definitely are the next two big releases. So it will be Opulence, which I believe, again, is next Friday. Then following that, it's Flawless. And you know what? I might be able to tell you. Hang on a second. Let's see if Panini just sent out an updated release calendar a couple of days ago. Let me see if it's on here, if I've got the right one. So Opulence is Friday the 21st, so that's exactly what I thought. Oh, I forgot we had Impeccable and Immaculate left to go, so I'm wrong. That's not the end of it. Impeccable Basketball, which is, again, pretty expensive, but not as expensive as Opulence or Flawless. Impeccable Basketball is October the 3rd. Immaculate Basketball is October the 17th, also high-end. And then Flawless isn't on this list, and I don't know why. So maybe they've moved the date on Flawless Basketball, so it's not on there. So I can't tell you when Flawless is, but it's coming up pretty soon because it's before we get into the 18-19 products. This is Marcus Derrickson. But any of those, I'm sure you're familiar, I would imagine, with both Impeccable and Immaculate. They've been around for years in all the Panini stuff, football and basketball. So, and yeah, definitely I'm breaking all of the above, all of that. Here's Dante DiVincenzo. Dante is a Buck, Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah, I break most of the stuff. I don't know if I'll break Collegiate Flawless or not, but regular Flawless I definitely will. I'll break Collegiate Flawless Football, but I don't know if I'm going to break Collegiate Flawless Basketball or not. Haven't decided about that one. But you should definitely check out some of the cards for Impeccable and Immaculate in past years, and then it'll give you a feel for like what they look like and the kind of value that they hold and that sort of thing if you're not familiar with either one of those series. They're both nice. Impeccable, if I'm remembering correctly, I think Impeccable is a little more expensive than Immaculate, but they're very similar in price. Of course, I think they're similar in price, but they may have different box counts. So, in fact, one may be like a lot more. I'm thinking case price, but anyway. There's Devon Hall one more time. But we are definitely not far from being back in the saddle with the basketball season. I saw a headline flip by. I don't know if anybody else saw it or not. That they're thinking, the Timberwolves are thinking about firing Thibodeau. Did anybody see that? Like, what's the deal with that? Is it because he's trying to remake the Timberwolves into the Bulls? Like the Bulls from a decade ago? There's Adele again. I don't know. I just saw the headline pop by that said something that they were considering firing him. I'm thinking, well, if you're considering firing him and now you're putting that out publicly, and he's going to see it too. Yeah, that's probably not real good, but I don't know. Stranger things. Lonnie Walker is a Spur. But yeah, it does make you wonder with Tibbs, doesn't it? I mean, gosh, I was just sitting there thinking, You know, he's definitely kind of bringing in all the old Bulls guys, and you know, everybody's they're trying to get out from under Joakim Noah. I'm like, oh, do not bring Noah to Minnesota. That would just be too much. Klay Thompson to 99 Warriors. And here is Gary Trent Jr. coming out a second time for the Blazers. You know, I ought to try to find some more of that Best of Basketball. You've got me thinking about that now, Scott. We haven't broken it since it came out last year, but it might be fun to track a little of that down. I'm sure somebody somewhere still got it. It might be fun to do that. Yonte Mayton, Heat. Because we did have some surprisingly good stuff come out of it. And even the stuff that wasn't like the National Treasures and that sort of thing, it was always from a really good rookie class. Like we pulled, wasn't it Kevin Durant? I think we pulled a couple of Kevin Durant rookies out of a Topps product, and not autographs, but the straight paper rookie. But anyway, it was fun. It's Troy Brown, and Troy Brown is a Wizard. Oh, there's lots of double autographs in Contenders. I mean, I'm assuming that you're talking about duplicates. Yeah, guys, there's tons of duplicates in Contenders draft picks, for sure. And there's just, there are always lots of duplicates in Contenders draft picks. I don't know why. That's just, I guess they've got, because there are so many autographs in the case, they just, seems like they burn through multiples on many of them. Ad-Rock, you're right. We have not seen a lot of craft dice yet. Seen a couple go through, but not an extraordinary number. But of course, we'll just be at our halfway point once we look through the rest of these cards that are out on the table. So we've still got a little ways to go before we get there. There's another Robert Williams. So we may yet pull out some more cracked dice. Maybe we'll find some more 101s. There's Joel Berry. And Joel Berry is another one I have a hard time remembering. Lakers. Some of these guys, once I see them, it's just so much easier once you've seen them in their pro uniform a time or two. Like, you can instantly remember it. But seeing them in their collegiate uniform, I always look at them and I just think of them, you know, in the tournament or watching them play in conference play or whatever. I have a harder time associating them when they're in their collegiate uniforms for whatever reason. DiVincenzo again coming out for the Bucks. This one is numbered to 99. Scott's booing the Tar Heels. That's because Scott is a UK Wildcat fan, so he's conditioned to dislike the North Carolina Tar Heels. Ray Spalding is next out, and Ray Spalding, I don't remember where he goes. We've had him in every case, I believe, and I try to retain him, and I just don't remember. Yonte Mayton again. But I am looking forward to basketball season. But I like college basketball better than pro basketball. And I like pro football better than college football. So I'm kind of flipped in that regard. That is numbered to 99. It is Anthony Davis and the Pelicans on the hollow foil. And I just stacked something in the wrong spot. Give me a second there to get... Well, I'll just leave it stacked in the wrong spot. I guess it doesn't matter. I can fix it later. And there's Gary Trent Jr. again. I think That is the third Gary Trent Jr., isn't it? It's definitely the second. I think it's the third. But, of course, we will recap it all at the end of the break. So anybody that jumped in late or if you missed something or whatever the case may be, we will recap it. Now you guys are booing Duke. Again, yeah, I know, right? You're a UK fan. You're conditioned to dislike Duke as well. You know, of course, I graduated from UK, so I'm a huge UK fan. But when it gets to the pros, I don't really have a lot of allegiances to one particular team over another because our guys are really pretty spread out in the NBA. So I just want our guys to do well. I don't care what team they play for. I just want the ex-UK players to do well. So that probably is part of the reason I like the collegiate level better because, you know, I don't have a specific team in the NBA that I'm like, oh, yeah, you know, that's definitely my team because then I'd be rooting against my other guys. But this is going to make somebody happy. How about Sacramento Kings? You wanted a little cracked ice. Marvin Bagley's the way to get it. Number 223 for the Sacramento Kings is a Marvin Bagley hit. Duke fan or no, that Marvin Bagley hit is nice if you have the Sacramento Kings. Because, of course, you know, we all know I bleed very blue, so you can imagine my thoughts on Duke, the collegiate program. But once they get to the pros, it's another matter. You got to kind of overlook it then. Elise Johnson. And we have, coming up here, a Landry. I don't know how to say his last name. I know that shocks you all that I would mispronounce a name. That's sarcasm. And it's Landry Shamet or Shamed or Shamay. I don't know. Whatever it is, he's a 76er. So for what that's worth, Philadelphia 76ers with Landry. He is normally one that will come out of a case 4, 5, 6 times. And Kevin Hervey kind of showing up again. Kevin has shown up a few times tonight. He's like the ex that just won't go away. No matter how much you ghost them, they just keep coming around. That's Kevin Hervey tonight in this break. And here we have Gary Clark. You have a Calipari game-worn tie card. What in the world? Where'd you get that, Scott? You know, Panini had that blaster boxes of collegiate cards by school. I don't know if any of you guys remember those. I don't think they've done them in a couple of years, but like there was a box for Kansas, a box for UK, a box for, you know, Duke, etc. And they were multi-sport, so, you know, football, basketball, whatever the case may be. And they did have some relics in them, although I never saw anybody's tie in it. It was a National Treasures card. That's so cool, man. I never would have thought about that. Numbered to 15, it is Brandon Ingram and the Lakers on a hollow foil. And sitting in right behind that, we have Kyrie Thomas for the Pistons. Oh, you got it at Baseball Card Warehouse. Okay, yeah, I know that place really well. I love Larry. I'm in there all the time. Larry's trying to sell me that store, as a matter of fact, Scott. He wants to retire, and if he doesn't sell the store, he's going to close it down. Yeah, he's going to give it to the end of the year, and if he has no buyer, he's going to close it, which would just be terrible, you know? I mean, he was one of the first card shops, if not the first, one of the very first to open in Lexington. He's been in business 20, maybe 20 plus years. And he's the last one standing. You know, no other local card shops have survived here besides Larry. And he is either going to sell it or shut it down at the first of the year. So he'd been wanting to sell it for a few years, I think. Well, I know, but then he had that heart attack back a few months ago, and then that just kind of sealed the deal. But he's been trying diligently to get me to buy it. But I'm like, you know, I don't think I don't have the time to staff it. Like, I don't have the time to be there, physically there in the store and staff it. And I don't know if I want to get out and hire somebody or not. I don't know. I've considered it. Oh, man. Oh, are you kidding me? Look at that. Okay, hang on. Just hold the phone there for just a minute. Let's see what our other one was numbered to. Where did it go? Where did it go? So here is Marvin Bagley, number 16 of 23, cracked ice. And now you get a Marvin Bagley, number 18 of 23, cracked ice. One's in the home uniform, one's in the away uniform. So if you have the Kings tonight, you are no longer unhappy that there are duplicates in here, right? Yeah. Because we're all kind of that way. We all complain about duplicates, and myself included. I am the worst. I am the absolute worst of everyone about complaining about duplicates. However, if you were to give me like 3 DeAndre Aytons right in a row, I would say it was the greatest case I'd ever seen. So I am a little hypocritical when it comes to that. I'll admit it. This is Keenan Evans. And certainly, if you have the Sacramento Kings tonight, you're no longer sad that some of these cards are coming out in duplication. Because that was extremely nice if you happen to have the Kings. And here's another Gary Clark. I don't remember who has the Kings tonight, actually. But whoever you are, it might be too late to play the lottery. But if it's not too late in your time zone and you have the Kings tonight, you better run out and play it because you're on quite a roll right now, luck-wise. A former Jayhawk, and I can't pronounce any part of his name, not one little tiny bit of it. So let's just call him Mikalua. That's so wrong. Like, I know that is so wrong. So wrong. But I can't pronounce it clearly. And I do not recall what team he goes to either. So if anyone knows either one of those things, either how to pronounce it or what team he goes to, feel free to jump into chat and phonetically spell that out. I'd like to know. Landry Shamet again, 76ers. Yeah, Adrock, he's like, yeah, the back half of this case certainly has turned things around quickly. You are not incorrect about that. It only takes 1 or 2 good boxes and you're right back on track for the case, you know. Numbered to 99, it is a Russell Westbrook hollow foil. Oh, Scott, gosh, I haven't been to Peddler's Mall in ages. Scott is saying that there's a booth in Peddler's Mall that has a lot of sealed, you know, wax packs and stuff of older sports cards. Russell Westbrook Thunder hollow foil is what I was getting out to put in the sleeve. And then we have a little Isaac Bunga. Isaac is a Laker. It's going to be really interesting to see the Lakers with LeBron, isn't it? That's going to be plus everybody that they brought in. It's such an odd mix of free agents that they brought in to surround LeBron. I don't quite know how that team's going to look. It seems like on the face of it, it seems like it's going to be a really weird lineup. I guess it won't be. I'm sure Magic knows what he's doing putting it together, but I don't know. Seems strange. Guess we'll find out in a few months, won't we? And of course, I don't know what we're going to have going on down in New Orleans either. That's a whole other situation. They brought in some interesting people too. And Anthony Davis, I guess, changed agents. Did I hear that correctly? And I'm wondering, should New Orleans be worried about that? Because he's about ready to be a free agent, you know. Will be after this season, right? I think that's correct. Aaron Holiday for the Pacers. So that could be an interesting sort of turn of events with AD. Because, man, if he leaves down there, they're going to be in some serious trouble. John Collins for the Hawks. I don't remember what the name of that pattern is. I always want to say Shine, but I don't remember for sure if that's what it's called or not. Javon Carter makes another appearance for the Grizz. You would like to see AD go where? To the Wizards with John Wall? I don't know. I'd rather see John Wall leave the Wizards. I think that's kind of a bad marriage up there. I mean, they had so many scuffles, verbal scuffles within the team about many of them involving John and how they felt about his sharing of the ball or lack thereof, as the case may have been. I don't know. I feel like the culture in Washington is a little toxic. And, of course, I'm talking about Washington, the basketball team, although I guess we could more broadly apply that as well. But I think it's kind of a bad sitch up there. I don't know. Maybe they're going to get it straightened out, but Tony Carr. It would have been a better fit for Boogie because Boogie and John played together anyway, and they would like to play together again, and that would have been a nice mix, but of course we know that didn't happen. Malik Newman. But we also don't know how Boogie's going to come out either. I mean, now look at the people who have had that problem with the torn Achilles and that surgery, and you know they give you all the stats on how those people do not, in general, return to the form they had before, and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, that's basically why he's the 1 year rental for Golden State, and then we'll be back in free agency again. Kevin Knox, New York Knicks, numbered to 99. Well, Scott, it's not that nobody offered him. New Orleans actually offered him, and they offered him a pretty good amount of money. But I think it was before, I got to think about the timing. It might have been before he got injured, and he turned them down at that point, because I think that he thought he'd be able to get more money, and then he got injured. I think that was the timing. It could have been after he got injured, but I believe it was before. Anyway, New Orleans did offer him, and he turned it down. And then he got, I believe it was pre-injury. Then he got injured, and then, yeah, nobody offered him because you don't really know what you're getting at that point. For all the reasons I just said, right? I mean, because you just don't know how he's going to come back. But, man, that was such a shame, too. He was having a tremendous season down there in New Orleans. Had finally gotten out of Sacramento and was looking really good. That was so awful what happened to him. Ah, G. Harding, you must have the Knicks tonight because you seem to be pretty happy about the Kevin Knox. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that G. Harding probably has the Knicks. Although I think he said he has the volume down, so he can't hear what I'm saying anyway. But somebody asked for Wendell Carter Jr. earlier. How about Wendell to 25? That might fit the bill. And it's the first in the series. That always gives me a special little thrill for some reason. I always like them to be first in the series or last in the series for really no apparent reason, but somehow I like it better. Isn't that weird? I know it's weird, but I don't think I'm the only one that thinks that, though. Here we have another Devon Hall. That has got to be Devon Hall number 4044. I mean, good grief. It's not, but it's probably the third or fourth one in here. That's a lot of Devon Hall tonight, I believe. Next out, we have Anfernee Simons, and that would be the first that we've seen Anfernee tonight. He is a trailblazer. We've seen lots of Gary Trent Jr. Now you have Anfernee going alongside, if you have the Blazers anyway. Here's Elise Johnson again. We had him earlier as well. You met the whole team at the UK hospital. Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't meet that year's team. I haven't met a team in a while. I used to more, I guess, when I was younger than I do now, anyway. A hollow foil of Charles Barkley /99 for the Suns. Barkley's going to be in all that stuff, too. I'm sure you probably know that, Scott, but he's going to be in Immaculate and Impeccable, I think. And I'm sure, I haven't seen Opulence yet, but I'm sure he's in Opulence. They're basically putting him in, I think, everything through the end of the year. Jacob Evans, that is the Warriors, numbered /99. Golden State getting involved here late. Theo Pinson is coming out one more time. So most of those UK players, though, I mean, they're typically pretty good guys and pretty gracious. And I mean, Anthony Davis, I did meet him and got several things actually signed by him before he went pro. And I had a chance to get some stuff signed by Karl Anthony Towns, and I didn't do it, which is really stupid, but it was one of those deals where I was going to have to stand in line. I mean, I didn't mind the paying to do it, but the line was like crazy. And I just thought, oh, I can't do it. I'll have another chance. I was wrong. I did not have another chance. You think UK's headed to the Final Four this year, huh? Well, I hope that would be the case. I mean, we certainly looked really good in the Bahamas to be as early in the season as it was. They were playing really well together. Nice flow. Good sharing of the ball. I mean, I would like to think that it's going to be that way this year, but of course I think that every year, so. Here's Mo Wagner. And aren't you proud that I got his name right? And Mo is a Laker. You're saying that there are going to be only 2 losses the whole season? Wow. That is a very optimistic stance. Frankly, I don't mind losing during the season. I care about tournament time, and if we learn something from the losses, I'm okay with that. I don't want to lose and then just repeat the same mistakes. But as long as we lose and improve, I don't mind if we lose a few games. I mean, I do mind, like, the night we lose them, I'll be in a terrible mood, and the next day I'll be in a terrible mood. But in the larger picture of things, I don't mind. The day of, I absolutely do. But you know what I'm saying. Elise Johnson again. And there's Mo Bamba again for the Magic. I'm just switching up hands because my right wrist has been killing me this week. I think I have done too much sorting or typing or both or something, and it is really sore. So I just thought, maybe I'm going to switch up hands here and see if we can calm that down a little bit. De'Aaron Fox to 99 for the Kings. The Kings are just being hogs tonight, aren't they? This guy, whose name I cannot pronounce properly, he is a Phoenix Sun, though. Okobo, or however you say it. That is a Phoenix Sun. We are about getting into Last Box Mojo time. A few more to look at here. And then we have to start working our Last Box Mojo magic, don't we? We have got Joel Berry coming out of here again. We've seen Joel a few times tonight. All right, we are on Last Box, so it is indeed Last Box Mojo time. So we now have to collectively, focus our Mojo efforts and hope to find the big hit in here. We've had some very nice hits, no mistake about that. Been a good few hits scattered throughout, but we want to have like a volcanic hit come out of here, out of this last box. Let's light it up. You're very funny, Scott. Yeah, they're saying, you know what, speaking of Steelers, they're saying that Ben's going to play tomorrow. I don't think he should. His elbow's all jacked up. The last thing we need is him to get way jacked up for the whole season. I think they should just let him sit, but I don't think that's what they're going to do. So, Robert Williams to 99 Celtics. Just let Josh Dobbs play. I mean, whatever. We're going to be a weird sort of team this year without Le'Veon Bell anyway. Who knows how the year's even going to go. Vincent Edwards. That is one thing about doing it left-handed. Then the cards are like in the opposite way of where I'm used to laying them down to get them like off the table. I will say that. That's kind of weird. Mikal Bridges. That's a nice hit for the Suns, numbered to 99. So the Suns were kind of, getting worried, I imagine, right? Like getting to the end of the break thinking, hey, we haven't hit much. And now here they're powering on towards the end to come up with a couple of nice hits. Bruce Brown one more time. I believe we've pulled Bruce a time or two already. He is a Piston. I think it was Bruce Brown we pulled already, wasn't it? Maybe it wasn't. But I think, whoops. Had one hanging in behind there, trying to hide. Lauri Markkanen for the Bulls. Hollow foil to 99. Did you all see the new turnover chain? Like, I can't even imagine. I didn't even think you could get any bigger than the last turnover chain. But yeah, they debuted, the Hurricanes debuted a new turnover chain this year, and it somehow is even crazier than last year's. Brandon McCoy. All right, we are getting close to to closing this out. Of course, I will recap our hits at the end. So if you missed any part of it, you're going to get another chance to see what's come out. Melvin Frazier is the Magic. All right, that is our last case of 1819 Contenders Draft Picks. We are ready now to recap our hits, take a look at what we have found. We'll take a little buzz through these two just because I kept them out separate. I believe I kept all of our numbered things and patterned things separate. If you saw one go through earlier that you do not see now in this stack, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get it. It just means that I would have stacked it in the wrong place. But I think that was all of them, other than, of course, our autographed hits that we're going to look at right now. And guys, I'm not going to read all of these off again as we go through. We're just kind of buzzing through a second time so that you have an opportunity to take one more look. And or if you missed one earlier, that's still, man, that's just nice. I mean, if you're the Kings, that right there is just nice. No other way to say it. I mean, I know it's not the 1 of 1, okay, but the 2 cracked ice home and away uniform, pretty sweet. They didn't make a lot of Contenders Draft Picks this year, though, either. You know, normally that's a product you can get a decent amount of, but it was pretty limited this year. And there, of course, is the nice Mo Bamba Cracked Ice Game Day ticket. And from what I'm hearing, there's the Doncic, they're going to continue down that path of making things fairly limited quantity for basketball, even in the upcoming season. So, the nice Michael Porter Jr. Cracked Ice. So I think we're going to be very similar to what we had this past year, and basketball may be harder to get than we would like. But they made a change, and it's a change I like. You know how totally certified in basketball every year is like not as good as just plain certified is in football? Totally certified has never been as good as plain certified. And they haven't had plain certified in basketball in years, like since, I don't know, 2008, 2009, like a way back when. And they only had totally certified. Well, this year they're going back to regular certified, no totally in front of it. So we'll have regular certified basketball release, and I am kind of psyched about that. I think that's going to be, you know, good. So that does wrap up our break for tonight. I will put up spreadsheet information here one final time in case anyone missed it or you're interested in it. So Leaf Greatest Hits Basketball direct break, selling it by way of chat or eBay messages, not listed on eBay for this one. Random teams, it's a case, adding in it an autographed De'Aaron Fox jersey that'll be given out to one team by way of random. The Leaf original card in this break is autographed, unlike what we would find in Greatest Hits Football or Baseball, where it was not. It is in here. One of 3 players. The Kuzma would go to the Lakers. If you pull one of the non-Lonzo Ball brothers, we would give it out by way of random. It's $100 a spot, but each spot does get 2 teams. Shipping costs included, so it's an all-in. We're going to break it when we fill it. We were going to break it tonight because all the spots were sold, but then somebody had to come out of 5 of the spots. So that was, now I've got 5 spots open that we need to fill up. And, of course, it is no consolation cards in that particular break. So if you didn't pull anything, you wouldn't get anything in it. It is like any break, no refund, no return item. Hoping to get that broken pretty soon because, yeah, we had planned on doing it tonight and then had that change at the last minute there. In the days ahead, here's what we're opening. Loads of memorabilia just all throughout the week, including a half case of baseball jerseys tomorrow night. History of Baseball Cut Signature, the 4th and Goal football box, which is loaded with 4 memorabilia items. And the last case of Absolute Football on Monday night. We've got some Game Day Greats football jerseys by the full case of Spectra football, which has been phenomenal, by the way. Half case of Luminaries, full case of High Tech. Tuesday, we've got some more autographed baseball jerseys, Luminaries, high number. Wednesday, autographed football helmet, more autographed jerseys, some Leaf Trinity again, and XR football, which comes out on Wednesday. We'll break it on Wednesday. Thursday, we'll do a triple play baseball box, some Bowman High Tech, and some Spectra football. And Friday is when Opulence is due out. So look for on Friday, of course, we'll have the Opulence break. We'll probably do some more basketball memorabilia breaks that same night. And I don't know what else we'll break Friday, but we will break Opulence the day it comes out. So you can kind of plan on that. And one final pass through the shipping information. Projecting for the free shipping break tonight, which was the memorabilia break, the 3-peat box, on or before Friday. The paid shipping breaks of Trinity and Contenders draft picks on or before Wednesday. Technically, it's plus or minus a day. So technically, if something in my week went really wrong, it could slide to Thursday. But hopefully nothing's going to go really wrong and it would go out on or before Wednesday would be the hope. In any of the breaks, if you happen to get skunked and you did not pull a single thing, not a base card, not an item, not anything, you are entitled to a consolation card. That can be from any year and any series. If you're on a paid shipping break and you got skunked, your consolation card's typically going to ship with the rest of the break. If you're in a free shipping break and you got skunked, what normally happens is I just hold on to that consolation card until the next time you do have a package coming your way. I track it for a rolling 90-day period, and then when that next package goes, I would just gather up everything you were due, would send them out all at once together, and that's how it would work. If you don't want to wait and you were in the free shipping break and you want it sent to you right away, your consolation card, I mean, you just send me a message on eBay, let me know, and I'll get that taken care of for you. And that, I believe, is it for tonight. We are all finished up. So one more time, thanks everyone for joining me. I do appreciate that. The Major Rad Player, if it looks blurry to you, all you have to do is reload your page. I have been told that some folks, when they're going in by way of youtube.com versus using the app or something like that, that when the spreadsheet goes up, it will look blurry to them sometimes for a moment. But if you simply refresh the page, it will not look blurry to you. So that applies to everybody, of course. It's just that the Major Rad Player happened to type that in. So that's why I'm addressing that, because someone told me about that earlier, and that's how you fix it. It seems to only happen on the spreadsheets too, and I don't know. And it doesn't happen in the app. So it's a very weird YouTube-y kind of thing. It's not on my side. It's something on the YouTube side. But anyway, that is how you can get it to straighten itself out and fly right, if you will. So that is it for me tonight. Thank you so much, everyone. I will be back at it tomorrow night. So hopefully I will see some or all of you then. Until then, take care and have a good Sunday tomorrow. Bye-bye.